everyone, and welcome to my second attempt at Club 100. This time we're at Ellough Park, and it's just for a test session. It's a half-an-hour session where you basically get a feel for the kart and the track. I wasn't quite feeling race ready after my first test session with them at Rye House, so I thought I'd give another test session a go. And my goal for this one, so in my first test session, I came 22nd out of 26 drivers, and this time I'd like to break into the top 20 or even get to maybe around the top 15. And this first lap, I was just kind of getting warmed up, getting used to the kart. There were also a couple of other fairly new riders, so they were also just getting a feel for it and had to do a couple of overtakes, but nothing too special. So Ellough Park is a really fun circuit. It's got some quite long straights and some flat out corners actually, and then there's also some pretty good heavy braking zones, so really test out your ability under the brakes. Now, I'll skip ahead a little bit and get to some of my faster laps, and I'm probably not the right person to give a track walkthrough because I'm by no means an expert or really good with this track or just with karting in general, but overall, I think I got a really good feel for the track from watching lots of YouTube videos, so if you just keep watching this, I'll also upload my full 30-minute session, and I'll put a card for it up in the top right now so you can look at that as well. But literally just by watching the same lap over and over again, or by watching someone doing this track, you'll get a really good feel for how the track works, where your braking points are, and how to kind of get a faster lap time and what's the best line to follow. It did start to rain a little bit on lap 7, but the track felt fine for a little while. It was like normal, you could take the same sort of lines, but then after the rain started coming for a little bit longer, it was never that heavy, but the track did get a little bit wet and I really wasn't expecting it. So by lap 8, the track was fairly wet, and because Club 100 only uses slick tires, there's no tire changes. Slicks and a wet track obviously don't go together very well, so when I was turning in for turn 2, I believe, I turned the wheel and the kart just kept going straight. It didn't turn, so I hit the brakes and ended up going into the tire barrier. Fortunately, I think the tire barrier was like really helpful. It didn't actually hurt that much at all. It was just getting over the initial shock of like, oh wow, I've just gone into the tire barrier at like 30 miles an hour. But after that, it was fine. I obviously was a lot more careful after that and taking into account the wet, because I've never driven in the wet on slicks. In hindsight, it sounds really obvious, but things just change so quickly, and when you're driving on the track and when you take that corner, it's fine, and the next time you take it, it's not. It's really hard to adjust that quickly, so yeah, as soon as you start to see a slight drop of rain, just definitely be a bit more cautious. Other than that though, I'd say I had a really good session. I had a couple of nice overtakes, and in the middle lap, so around like 13, 14 and 15, I was following a pack around and they were really good, and I was trying to keep up with them, and that really helped me improve my lap times. So by lap 21, I think I had my fastest lap time. So I'll play that for you now without any voiceover so you can just enjoy it. So as I said in the beginning of the video, in my first test, I came 22nd out of 26, and my fastest lap was about 3.2 seconds slower than the overall fastest lap. So how well did I do in this session, considering that I actually wanted to get towards the top 20 and top 15 this time? Well, in lap 21, which was my fastest lap, I managed to get a 54.4, which was only about 1.9 seconds slower than the fastest lap of the session. So I'd made up about a second in terms of my overall pace. And in terms of the overall standings at the end of the session, out of 25 drivers, lap 21 put me at 17th out of 25. So I was able to finally break that top 20 and get fairly close to that 15 mark. So I was really happy with that after that session. And I'm feeling a bit more confident and a bit more race ready. So if you guys do want to see some racing videos, see me getting involved in a race, fighting for position, doing some more overtakes, trying to play it a bit more risky, let me know in the comments below. Remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and yeah, we'll catch you on the flippity flip.